Hello everyone! Last week we got a very exciting new trailer exhibiting the Yiga clan of 100 years ago and a mysterious new villain. It is this new villain that I want to talk about today, and I have a dark theory fitting for this spooky Halloween season. Many theories are going around that this person could be Yuga, Aghanim, Vati, Twinrova, etc. But I don't think this is a reboot of some old character. I don't actually think this is someone entirely new either. Like many others, I think this person is the mysterious fortune teller who led the king to retrieve the Sheikah technology. Not only that, but I think this person is none other than Zelda's mother, the missing queen of Hyrule. I think Zelda's mother did not suddenly die, but was kidnapped by the Yiga clan, who faked her death, and then she was possessed by Calamity Ganon's malice. More on that later. Now let's go through the evidence. My biggest piece of evidence supporting my theory is her clothes. The Gerudo emblem on her hood has led many to believe that she is Gerudo, and possibly Twinrova, but I don't think that's true. Have you ever seen a Breath of the Wild Gerudo wear a hood like that? No, that's because this is a Hylian hood. I think that the Queen's good friend Urbosa had this hood specially made for her as a gift, in the Hylian style but with Gerudo influence, such as the symbol and the gold collar. Also, we know that Zelda's mother's name was also Zelda, so technically I could just say Zelda's good friend Urbosa, but that will get pretty confusing, so I'll just stick with the Queen. Next, let's look at her hands. Her sleeves taper off almost in a glove, which is a distinctly very falsy style. Also, is that more gold right there? Zooming out to look at her whole outfit, it is not a stretch to imagine her robes as a long royal blue dress with gold bracelets and adornments and a hood over her head to shelter her during her travels. Another piece of evidence is her braid. It is a pale blonde, and yes, I do think the malice twisted her appearance, so it could have sucked the flaming red out of the hair of a Gerudo, but it looks to me like her hair used to be a bright blonde, like Princess Zelda's. Also, except for Riju, Gerudo almost never wear braids, especially not adults. Braids, like hoods, are more of a Hylian thing. The figure's pale blonde braid is reminiscent of Princess Zelda's braids. Given all daughters of the royal family are named Zelda, it wouldn't be that surprising if they also had similar hairstyles. I think the queen, like the princess, had braids framing her face, but they came loose when she was attacked by the Yiga. Her clothes are tattered, ripped apart when she was forcefully taken by the Yiga, and filthy as they have been dragged through mud and malice. Clearly this is a person of great importance to the Yiga clan, and they venerate her. If she was someone who was evil from the start, surely she would have used her influence to get actual intact clothes. I think perhaps she refuses to remove her robes, either because of some weird evil symbolism or because there is a little piece of the queen that still has control and is holding tight to her last pieces of her past life. If she is still wearing the same clothes she had on when the Yiga first took her, it would make sense that she was traveling given the hood. Then it would also make sense that the Yiga attacked her when she was nearest to their hideout in the Gerudo wasteland, presumably visiting Urbosa. Going back to Zelda's mother being possessed, this is not something new. Princess Zelda gets possessed in a couple of Zelda games, including Twilight Princess and Spirit Tracks. Having her mother get possessed isn't all that far-fetched. When Ganon had control of the Queen, perhaps he used her sacred powers to corrupt the divine beasts and the guardians. This could explain why she has what other YouTubers agreed is a corrupted giant ancient core. Then again, if he possessed the Queen without help, he should be able to possess other stuff without help too, right? So maybe the Queen's powers just amplify his, or she just isn't involved in that part of the plan. So here's the full story of what I think happened. One day, the Queen of Hyrule was traveling through the Gerudo wasteland on a visit to Urbosa when she was attacked by the Yiga. At that point, either the queen had already made the prophecy about the calamity, not knowing that it would backfire, and the Yiga kidnapped her and faked her death then, or the Yiga forced her to return to Hyrule Castle to give the trick prophecy, and kidnapped her shortly after. The Yiga managed to corrupt her with malice, bringing her under the control of Ganon. Now the sacred power wielded by the descendants of the goddess were freely available to Ganon to wreak havoc on Hyrule. The queen became a mystical leader of the Yiga clan. She donned a crown with an eye of malice to display her allegiance to Ganon. Over the years that the malice had been poisoning her mind, it has made her skin a sickly pale white and sucked the blonde out of her hair. It has changed her eyes from blue to amber and put dark shadows around them. The malice now courses through her veins, intoxicating what once was a beautiful and sacred soul. Now, what is the future of the possessed Queen of Hyrule? I think there are 3 equally dark possibilities. 1. After encountering each other and maybe sparring a few times, the champions meet the Queen in one final battle, where they finally recognize her for who she really is, but are forced to kill her, or she reveals her identity after it is too late and she has already sustained mortal wounds from the battle. 2. A similar scenario, but the champions never realize who their foe was. The queen will die at the hands of her friends, but no one will ever know her story. 3. Something happens. Perhaps the queen regains partial control of her body, or someone catches on to her true identity that causes her to go underground. Perhaps literally underground, in the mysterious Zonai caves where the Ganondorf mummy is imprisoned. The malice halts her aging, and she lives in secret for over 100 years, until something brings her back to play a role in Breath of the Wild 2. If this last one is true, it would definitely give Nintendo some dark material to work with for the sequel. A quick shout out to Kelly Cohen, who posted a similar theory in a comment on Hyrule Gamer's video on the mysterious figure. A quick note, as others have pointed out, the bloodline does in fact run through the women of the royal family, which was confirmed in the recovered memory known as slumbering power. Zelda mentions that both her grandmother and her own mother had powers, meaning they were born into the family. This and the queen's diseased appearance is why I believe the queen was not an imposter, but was possessed. This concludes my theory on the mysterious figure. Did I convince you? Did I miss anything? If you want to, let me know in the comments. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking this video or sharing it with someone you think might enjoy it too. Have a happy Halloween! Mushu Kitty out.